We are here at the last day of Open Source 2024, Sunday, June 16th. In this video, you get some snippets of the action. You get to hear some info on Michael Reeve's goldfish. Manley gives his thoughts on aliens. Styropyro updates us after his medical cliffhanger video. And if you stay around to the end of this video, you're going to learn about a little bit of a mystery. Kevin was AWOL for his 4:15 appearance, and the 5 p.m. Dumb People performance got skipped altogether. What happened? I say the best way to solve this is wildly inappropriate fan fiction. We're here, day 2, Cow Palace Open Sauce 2024.
Is this a video?
Yes, it is. Can you play some trumpet music while I film the crowd? Okay. Can you switch? That mouth trumpet is good. Can you switch to butt trumpet?
Anus trumpet?
Anus trumpet.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, thank you.
To accelerate. So you just have electrons that are just kind of floating, but they get basically released into a electric field, and that electric field will actually
He's got a hook up on this side.
I think Kevin rigged up all that. So it's a tungsten golf ball?
It is a tungsten ball.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
That doesn't count. Stop it.
And instead of swinging back and hitting too far away, just push it in like a little twist. That was 2.
I'm sorry. The robot is being controlled by TikTok.
Sing ran into me earlier.
Like a boss. Alright, Jack, you ready for this?
I'm ready. Like a boss, I heard you. Like lumber. I say try it again. I'm uploading that to YouTube.
No. I did not give consent.
I'll edit in a yes. Okay, so this is a private network off-grid using the LoRa technology.
And we are the open source software project that gets loaded onto these hardware. Our second largest deployed network is in Ukraine. This is very inexpensive, very low power, and it gives people that encrypted communication that they need to stay in touch with their colleagues and their coworkers.
Well, that's cool too, but I'm thinking like, you know, any off-grid application.
Off-roading, hiking,
Yeah.
parasailing.
Burning Man?
You go to Burning Man?
Yeah. Oh, nice.
One antenna, it covers the entire playa.
A walking coffee. I bet it's epic when it's up. It's got to be epic when it's running.
Yeah, so you can actually sit on it while you walk, while it walks.
Wow.
It's got a 500-pound extra load capacity on it.
Wow.
It can move 1,000 pounds.
What's its range?
At a full 1,000-pound capacity, so it's me, you, and someone else
I mean, you're doing this all open source, and you've got 3 different models, right? This one is not. There's no programming. It's just based on the angle of the sensor.
Yep.
The kids can modify the angle. And do you mind doing a demo for me?
Yeah. So you can modify the angle of the sensor. We also have these 3 printed parts that are skids, but we call them brake pads because they change out different friction. So if you put it all the way to the front, it'll drive really well in a straight line. Put it all the way to the back, it'll have good turning capabilities.
Okay.
Then you can change the wheel size, but right now I'm going to change the angle of these sensors, and when I let it go, it drives the track. Now what happens here is it stops because I didn't angle the sensors quite correctly. So what I can do is adjust that by angling them out and maybe pushing that one in a little bit more. And now let's see if that changes anything. So now you just keep experimenting until that sensor doesn't see it, and then it'll drive the track.
That is wild.
Oh, so that will go. That QR will go to my LinkedIn. On the back is my website. It's joeandtherobots.com.
Nice.
Yeah, where you'll find more programs too. So this is my racing program.
Okay.
I have a combat robot program where you make autonomous wrestling robots and Bluetooth controlled ones.
Okay.
And then my final program on there is I have a thrust-powered solar car. So you take drone motors,
Okay.
you wire them into a supercapacitor, and you charge with a solar panel, and then basically the cars just zip across the racetrack, and they're 1/64th scale land speed cars. So what I do is I teach kids the equation to scale up speed to the actual speed versus the scale speed. So you have a car that goes 300 scale miles an hour on a quarter mile. That's like 5 miles an hour in real life.
My first celebrity sighting was Chelsea and Potato. I was so excited. She was so nice. She said yes when I asked for a selfie, and what can I say? I'm so happy. One of my favorite pictures. Even though I spent most of the last day of open source in the secondary building, I'm returning here to the main expo area to see some of the sites and look for creators signing autographs and revisit any stops I missed the day before. But the primary reason is to see the shows on the main stage, which I'm going to take you to right now.
I did one recently because this guy, my robot Digit, has a large language model in him, which I had made portable by taking a Vita board and a laptop battery charger with me to make it work. And we got it working backstage. And I was like, all right, cool, let's go out and talk to people. But then as soon as I got outside, it stopped working. So I was like, all right, what happened? And I checked back and found out the microphone got overloaded with the sound and everything just shut down. So I gave my robot PTSD. So that's kind of the most recent failure I can think of right now that I just can't fix. So right now it's idle, it's just hanging out idle, just waving at the people. But it could talk. There's a video that proves it. It's just when it comes to actually testing it out in the world, that's when things finally happen that you didn't think about. Because it's very quiet in my laboratory. It's not quiet at a big event.
But the field testing is where the fun begins. And of course, everything only breaks when someone looks at it.
Hey, Michael, our family is huge fans, but especially my 24-year-old daughter. And she made me promise that if I had the chance to Q&A you, she wants to know, how is your goldfish?
Oh, Frederick died.
How long ago?
He lived a really, only 3 months ago.
Okay.
He lived a really good life, and it was actually super sad because I built another tank for him to have a much nicer life. But then he died in his old tank. But he got to see the new tank through the glass.
That Veritasium has worked and allowed me to do what I do, and allowed me to be here today. A question I get surprisingly often is Veritasium a real element? And I'm like, no, I made it up. It's the Latin for truth, veritas, and the ending of an element, ium, so Veritasium, the element of truth, if you will. Well, I guess I wanted to make this about as embarrassing a talk as I could give. So if you have any questions at the end of the talk, please feel free to come and ask. But this is kind of advice to my former self or reflections on how I got here.
I have to interrupt my own video because as much as I love Veritasium, I know on the second stage are the RC guys. So it's RC Test Flight, Tom Stanton, Peter Stripple, all of the guys. I love Veritasium, but I love the other guys too. So I'm torn. What do I do? So I asked a friend to record Veritasium. I bailed. I run over it. For 2 seconds, I see Science Bob, but I keep going. Then there are some assholes who are on the ramp who are just la 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 la, taking their own sweet time, no particular hurry. I've got places to be, people. I'm trying to see RC Test Flight. I'm trying to see Tom Stanton. Get out of my way.
And after the plane had a bit of battle damage, we decided to put the drop mechanism onto this large drone, fly it across the lake and skip the barrel. And on one of the test runs, I don't know exactly what happened, but I think I flicked the wrong switch on my transmitter. The arm switch for the motors was right next to the same switch for the...
Oh, I didn't know that's why it fell out.
I think so. It happened so fast I don't remember exactly what happened. But I went to drop the barrel and the drone dropped. And it's now at the bottom of a lake somewhere. Never saw it again.
Perfect because it's not your first ones can be bad. Our first ones were so bad, and I mean, like my first cosplay, I look back at it like, oh my god, there's themes, everything's so bad, but I had so much fun with it, and it was your first costume, so don't worry about being perfect. Just make it, and your next one will be better, and the one after that will be better, and it'll just get better from there on out. Yeah, I think it's important to remember that.
Like it's crossed out.
I met him at last, it's Tom Stanton. I met him at the last open source. He's super nice. Super nice.
Hello, it's me again. This track was pretty epic. I didn't get to see any of these races. The track actually went outside of the building. It was pretty cool. Ghostbusters car, there were 2 of these. This one was pretty cool, more modern than the one I saw on day 1. Cybertruck, cool, but I'm not quite sure what it was doing there. This dude is typing out the phrase that you see on the computer, and he is putting everything into it. Good job, dude. This is one of the few things that I decided I wasn't going to try. I know I'd go face first right into those keys. Styropyro easily had the longest signature line of any other creators. It went way through that opening, way down the ramp. That's where I saw William Osment earlier, where I'll see William Osment again, by the way, later in the video.
It's the completion that feels so good. You can actually like check it off, and then it's like a thing. Oh, it's nice. And then also, there's no unit testing. You don't have to. It doesn't have to work. Sometimes there's unit testing. Okay, you're the only person unit testing their content code. It's also like the fact that throughout all of that, you don't even really have like a plan a lot of the times. Like sometimes it's like you have it's kind of a loose plan, but it's more of an exploration, right? So you're just learning a bunch of weird stuff. So it doesn't even feel like it's scope creep. It's like, oh, look at that piece. Look at that piece. This is cool. I can fit this together. That leads to a lot of really interesting discoveries.
There's a thin line between scope creep and nerd sniping yourself. And I find myself in the latter very often. I was writing a SQLite interpreter for a talk last week because I thought it would make the presentation easier to read. And suddenly I'm hours in realizing I made a mistake. It's also like the bugs that you encounter and all the errors that you get. Like doing that live as well is the content. Like that's really fun. For the most part, sometimes you get the rabbit hole a little bit and it's a little bit too much, but still, it's like, that is part of the fun of doing it.
Can you do the line? Oh, yours is nice. Try again.
Hello.
Hello, it's Scott Manley here. How we've got this thing. Laugh if you believe there are aliens on Earth. Clap if you're the alien in this room.
And clap if you think there's no chance there's any other life anywhere else in the universe.
Be brave.
One of my favorite song lyrics is "I believe in aliens, I don't believe in luck," and I feel like, how could there not be aliens? It's like, it would be so unlucky that there's no aliens anywhere. Like, just statistically, there has to be somewhere.
It would be terrifying if we were the only life in the universe, in my opinion. Like, God, that's so much responsibility.
Yeah, Arthur C. Clarke said there are two possibilities. We're either alone in the universe or we are not, and either possibility is mind-blowing. That's a weird thought.
So, do we all believe in aliens?
Statistically, 100%. Yeah, just not on Earth, necessarily. Although, actually, I do like to say, if they did come to Earth, the reason they would cross cosmic distances to come to Earth is to see solar eclipses, because we are amazingly lucky in that we have this nice oxygen, nitrogen atmosphere, nice temperatures for water, and we have a moon that is exactly the right distance away from the sun so you can see the corona. And that is like a complete piece of luck in the universe. And you can imagine the alien tours board bringing people, like bringing aliens in, and you know, they'd be sitting in their limousines with windows closed during the eclipse.
Okay, I'm interrupting my video again because I have a theory. This segment was billed as Backyard Science, live science experiments by Kevin. You didn't know what the science experiments were, but the idea was he was going to bring out 4 other YouTubers who aren't normally involved in science, and he was going to walk them through some experiments. Here he's pouring liquid nitrogen. I don't know how much of this was planned out. Kevin seemed to know what he was doing, but it's my theory, and this is only a theory, that somehow he was hurt either during this segment from 2 to 2:30 p.m. or after this segment between 2:30 and 4:15 p.m. when he was supposed to be on the Family Feud panel. He was absent. And then the very last segment is the closing segment where in 2023 it was Will, Michael, Kevin, and Alan all closed out the ceremony. And it had the exact same headline this year, but that segment was skipped altogether. In other words, Will just came out and kind of made a very brief 1-minute announcement about tickets being discounted, and then it ended abruptly. And so my concern is that maybe Kevin was hurt somehow. I hope not. I hope not. I'm going to show you one of the more tame experiments. As you can see it's funny. This was one of my favorite segments of the entire weekend, by the way. Kevin did an excellent job, and these other YouTubers is very funny. They kept the whole thing moving. I was laughing hysterically the whole time. Camera shaking because I'm laughing so hard. But you do have that sense of danger as it's happening. And if Kevin was injured, he didn't show it. Went through the whole segment, played it all out, and walked off stage, and everything seemed normal. So hopefully I'm wrong on this one. But anyway, was Kevin injured, and did it happen here? Why didn't they all come out for that last segment? I don't know. These are all questions. Hopefully someone will answer one day. In this next clip, Kevin is kind of hands-off, but it's one of my favorites. One of my favorites from the whole segment. If you want to see the really, really crazy stuff, though, you have to order that home version of Open Sauce.
It's too complicated. Now I kind of like it. Okay. What do you like? What is it? Nice. It's refreshing. Submerge. Is it like a Mark Wahlberg cold bath? No. Submerge. Yeah. The flat hand? Yeah. Slap all the way down to the bottom. And right I just want you to know you are asking the worst science YouTuber if this is okay to do. This guy would say, put your face in and then be like, actually bad idea.
You're telling me they got science.
We didn't sign a waiver. We didn't sign a waiver. We can litigate.
All right, I'm doing it.
Fucking hold it there. Oh! Oh my! Oh! It's in your shoes. It's in your bones. Whoa! Dude, you're a superhero now. Why are you trying to attack me?
I don't know. I thought maybe
if you think it powers, why would you want to hit me? What's your superhero name now?
I thought he was gonna do like a honey, where's my super suit?
Wait, my jacket froze. Yeah, your jacket froze. Whoa. Dude, we can call you White Phosphorus. That's a good name. I'm gonna rap this.
I'm going to throw in some random pictures of some of my favorite YouTubers. It's kind of a weird thing when you're taking these pictures when they're not expecting it. That wasn't my intention. It's just that sometimes they're heading somewhere or they're walking by really quickly. that's the case here with Brent from Ghost Town Living, or you just don't feel, you just don't get that vibe like they want to talk at the moment. You kind of got to feel the situation out. Here, Ben from Applied Science is just surrounded by people couldn't get in. In this case, Zach, I thought I'd get back with him, and I didn't get the chance. I should have taken the chance when I had it. With Martina, I totally blew it. So I bought a Defiance poster. It's this dragon. She had already signed it, but I brought it to be signed again for some strange reason. And while I was walking down the hall, I ran into her. I was so excited. I was about to ask for a signature. And she points to the massive line on the opposite side of her. I had accidentally line cut. And as I looked at the people in line, they're staring at me with dragon eyes. The same dragon that's on the poster. Like they're ready to breathe the same fire on me. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm out of here. I'm going to take my chances with the furries and the autonomous robots. And I split.
Do you have any particular like favorite making projects?
It's a question. I think this is almost always my go-to, but we made this PC case that looks like this cyberpunk neon city with lots of like lights built in. It looks like a cityscape, and we work together with blind detectives so they created the inside of the computer, and it's just like such a all-around cool project. It was fun start to finish. A little stressful, but it's a nice part of it. And also we got to work with cool people, so it's like that whole package. So I think for me that's like my great ad.
Yeah, because when we evaluate our projects, it's like the result is a part of it, sure, but it's also like the process. Like, did we learn anything on the way? Did we meet any cool people? Did we do anything new? So there's that aspect of it. And I think one of my favorite projects is a recent one where we turned like computer case into like a coffee machine also. So it is a computer.
Another coffee. Are you sure you're not coffee, children?
You know, we don't know what's going on, but but the coffee machine works quite well actually, and we use it every day, so I'm like, yeah, super stoked.
I'm guessing Styropyro fans have seen this video. Drake Anthony announced that he has high T, and as a result, he can't grow much facial hair. It's counterintuitive. His doctors were presumably worried about cancer. They had done ultrasounds, they had done abdominal CT scans. Everything was negative. They were looking to do more medical imaging, but his insurance was not willing to pay for it. Anyway, he came to this event with this medical mystery, and in the next clip, an audience member asked for an update, and he gave it. So here we go.
Because I can't grow much facial hair, and then it turns out they're like completely off the charts, which is astonishing. And so I've been through this whole thing, this whole medical nightmare, and then I had a liver biopsy on Monday, and I had the pleasant experience of having 4 little pieces of my liver ripped out while I was awake. And I didn't actually get diagnosed with anything, but like what was found isn't like super bad, so it's actually really good news. So
He is too manly to grow beards.
Yeah, I guess so.
He has too much testosterone.
If you're trying to figure out what's going on, what do all these people have in common? They're minors.
And that's it. There we go, chill, eat it.
Do you guys want to introduce yourselves? I'm not really on this panel, I guess I'm just going to sort of moderate. This is Potato Osmond. Who are you?
I am Colin Furs, and I do mine, I suppose. I probably, yeah, I definitely mine. So, but then once it's all connected up, and you can get from the house and everything, it's I think it kind of changes a little bit then, because it won't feel like a separate room. It will feel just like part of the house. So
you need to put a skeleton behind one of the walls.
Some actual people I could do. I could charge, and for getting rid of bodies.
But did you say actual people?
Yeah. Volunteers. Why not? So many people. As soon as I started digging it, there was all these sinister things like, you get rid of a dead body on that.
So this is the infamous creator feud. Ludwig is hosting. Up until this point, Everything has been run like clockwork. This particular event was about 15 minutes late. It was running late to the point that the audience was getting a little restless. Once it started, Ludwig banters with the guests. He then introduces Lily Pichu as a substitute. Kevin's absent. I just hope he's okay.
All right, how we doing today? Last day of Open Sauce. How's the weekend been? Scale of 1 to be loud. That's a pretty good weekend. That's a pretty good weekend. Well, we're almost done, but before we do it, we have an ultimate test of the mind. And by that, we are ripping off Family Feud 1 for 1. We stole the whole show, literally the entirety of it, and we are going to see today Team Smart versus Team Doug. All right, how are we doing, Doug? How do you feel?
Dumb.
Do you feel like that maybe is a power because you have zero expectations on it?
Yes. The problem is Cobalt's also dumb, so I feel like I have to.
All right, we'll see. Michael, I got a question for you. Who do you think the dumbest person is on your team, and who do you think the dumbest person is on that team?
Gotta be.
I know that guy.
You looked right at Will.
Gotta be William.
I got it.
You looked at him very quickly.
Yeah, that team, you gotta give it to Coppola, actually.
Okay.
That's an advantage. You don't need to be smart to win this. You just need to match what the audience is feeling. I think the audience is looking kind of dumb, so.
Lily, how are you feeling? You got thrown into this last second.
I'm a substitute.
Okay. No, come on, Lily. That's funny. Hey, a square rectangle, not a square. China. All right, guys, we ran overtime. We have the exit stage. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching.
Which college are you with?
San Jose State University.
Oh, awesome. And can it operate autonomously, or do you remote?
It depends on the challenge and what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we do have an autonomous challenge. We take 3 bolts out of here and we take this off and we switch in our autonomous mode. So it autonomously will object detect, navigate around things, and sort of go to GPS coordinates that we give it. But for this mode, it's more of an ROV, like remote control type of thing. We designed it around, it's actually basically an Xbox for what we do.
So if we were to put this on Mars tomorrow, would it be able to do its thing? No. Okay. Well,
Right there.
it's cool nonetheless. You guys did a great job. Thank you. So has this flown?
This is not flown yet. Still working on it.
All right. How much farther do you have to go till this thing flies?
We're probably at least a year out from the flight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will it have beer?
Yes, the nose cone, inside the nose cone is configured to hold 8
for
cans
real?
of beer.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Looks like that.
That is really cool. There it is. Yep. There it is. Oh, so you've already picked the brand of beer then?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe if we find a sponsor or something.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's really awesome, guys. You did a great job. It looks phenomenal. Has BPS Space been by?
Yeah,
Did he endorse it? Like,
it seemed like it.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, more beer in space, I think. All right. Good job. I love the aesthetics of it is really awesome. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
The event's winding down, and I'm coming from the second stage, and I'm thinking things are over, but as I look up, there's still interesting things happening. There's a fellow dressed like Waldo on the left, looking like a boss, I might add, and 2 furries on the right, and they're looking great as well. And I'm like, I have to catch this on GoPro. So I turn the GoPro on just for a few seconds, get to the ramp, turn it off, and that's unfortunate because further up that ramp, you can't see him, but William Osmond is heading right down. And I'm looking up, we're face to face, and in the moment I'm frozen. I'm starstruck. All I can get out is like, I think I said great job or something like that. And He says, thank you. I managed to get my camera turned back on for that like split second. I'm freezing the frame right here because I notice he looks back and he's looking back right at me. And let me paint a picture for you. So I'm dressed head to toe in merch. I've got the little brown cowboy hat that you get from the merch store when you spend over $50. I've got my open sauce sweatshirt on from last year. I've got Cat Warehouse socks. I'm flanked by two furries and Waldo. And I can only imagine he's having one of two thoughts, like, I have achieved King of the World status. I am a demigod. Taylor Swift and her Swifties have nothing on me. I am Will Osmond, and I have Ozzies. Willies. I have Willies. It's either that or he's thinking, what in God's name have I created here? What have I summoned from the bowels of the earth? Maybe I shouldn't have thrown out all those Bibles after all. That superfan there, he's the odd man out. He's the one I need to inform security about. So it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but there's like a full 3 or 4 count before I start breathing again. Oh.
When we first started doing this, like 18 months ago, I thought, how hard could it be? It's very hard. And there's a very talented team of people and a bunch of, everybody that's like working together who came here and was able to make it happen. I have so much appreciation for everybody who bought tickets early last year. You know, we don't have any funding. It's just sort of me and some other idiots I convinced to give me a tiny bit of money to start this whole thing, so we can keep it community driven, keep it going for you guys. Basically, building the event that I want to attend, because I think a lot of you want the same thing. And later today, we'll do the same thing we did last year. We're going to put a pre-sale up for 2025 for $99.69. So if you want to support next year and help us keep going, and you want to get a cheaper ticket, I would really appreciate that. And thank you guys, seriously. Some of you came from far away, some of you came from nearby, and we couldn't do it without you. So we'll see you next year. Thank you so much.
And that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed this presentation. I would encourage you to buy the full package Open Sauce at home.com. I think it's about $40. You get to see all of Open Sauce 23 and 24. I'm not sponsored, but I'm sure you will love it. I also want to say thank you to William Osmond and Chelsea and Potato and everyone behind the scenes for putting this event on. I had a blast. I can't wait for next year. All the YouTubers, all the creators, and of course also all the fans who brought all their tech. Everything was so spectacular. What I'm showing here in this video is maybe 0.1% of everything that was happening out there. So worth it. You gotta go next year. Peace out.